I want to get you guys out on the sales floor for 8 o'clock. I know lots of you have appointments, so I think we're set up for a pretty good day today. Last month was a pretty good month overall, guys, for the company, so I want to thank all of you for your results. And I think we're now headed right into the busy season here with April and May. So we've got the sales bracket. Sam and some of the guys are going to go through a few things, and then I'm going to end up talking about my new pitcher. Sammy, do you want to go ahead?
Yeah, good show. Well, first and foremost, just want to say welcome to Kelowna Hyundai's boardroom, guys. It's Sales Saturday. Can we make some noise for Sales Saturday? Okay, good show. So I just want to give you guys a quick update on the bracket. You guys obviously get the live Google Doc, and you guys see the live updates, which is what we wanted to do, keep you guys motivated. I am going to invite Connor to the front. We're going to do a mid-month recap for the Kelowna Hyundai team, just to let you guys know kind of where you're at. I just want to say, have a great Sales Saturday, and I'm excited for the rest of the month. Over to you, Connor.
KH guys, so as far as tracking, right now we're at 39 good new car deals. We are at 28 good used car deals and another 9 Genesis for Will and Claudia's. In new, we have 14 delivered with 25 pending. As far as used, we're off to a good start and we're on a good pace. So we wanted to crack 50 this month. We're at 28 halfway through. So
that's
we're
on pace.
Yes. As far as individual, so Stacks have a short month this month, right?
Yeah.
Taking off on your third vacation of the year, right?
First.
First, oh, okay. That must have been last year. 6 delivered and 7 pending, so really strong start.
Solid job, Stack.
Hats off to Woo again. I know that Sam mentioned it. Biggest Jenny month last month. Looks like we're going to follow it up again this month. So 3 delivered with 9 pending. Still tracking for double digits in Jenny, which is Snipes coming back strong as well. 7 delivered with 4 pending. So you're up there in double digits, which is good. Peter, 4 and 3 delivered, 3 pending, halfway through. Antonio, 5 delivered and 3 pending.
Arizona rookie. Good job. Can we announce the newest member for Sales Saturday in the boardroom?
100% we can.
Oh, yeah.
So Taryn, give everyone a wave.
We always like to hire within and develop people, and Taryn let us know quite a while ago that he wanted to be a salesperson. We're looking forward to seeing your growth and development, so welcome.
Awesome. Welcome. Look forward.
Yeah.
Brent, let's give away some spiffs.
$10. Peter over there got $40 from you from my buddy. Sean got a nice little $50 here. Antonio, oh, you're way too far away, man. Got $55 here for you. $65. Spencer with $190.
For the Kia guys, okay, so one thing I need to stress, you're out of Sportages, okay? So you really gotta love your Seltoses. That's all you got left. Until the next truck will come on Thursday, which will have a couple Sorrentos on it, a couple Tellys, and a couple more Sportages. So you're gonna become used car masters for the next week because you have 5 cars to sell, okay? So in regards to Spiff, Jovan, what do we have?
Yeah, so we got Chad with $40.
Woo!
Kyle with $50. Devin with $95. Aaron, right here, $105. Marquette, $150.
Nice.
Andrew, $300.
Okay, we got 2 Polar Bus for age units. So Chad sold the second oldest car in inventory. Nice little 2016 Kia Soul EV with a range of 90 kilometers.
Those of you that are online, so the Polar Bust is on. If they sell an aged used car, they get to do a little gambling.
All right, buddy.
So
Bus. 50. Go, go,
Nice.
go,
Nice.
go, go,
What should we do?
go, Chad.
Are we gonna stay?
Oh, come on. He's so busted.
$50.
Okay, hold on. Pull.
job, guys. So we have 15 actual appointments and another 3 fluffy ones. Great job.
Nice.
Okay.
Hey boys, Mr. Malik, 150 bucks.
There we go, well, ladies.
10 bucks, buddy.
Wow.
Richard, 55 bucks.
Nice.
All right.
Okay, thank you. All right, guys, we'll go through a little bit on this new picture that I put up in the meeting. Who has 6 or more appointments for today that are confirmed by the manager? Anyone put up their hand? No? Who has 5 appointments that are confirmed by the manager? Jake does. All right, Jake, you get first choice. Walmart, Starbucks, Boston Pizza, Tim Hortons.
I gotta take that Tim Hortons.
All right, Tim Hortons $50 gift card.
Good job, Jake.
Nice. Does anybody have 4 confirmed appointments for today? Malik, 4 confirmed appointments. We got Walmart, Boston Pizza, Joey's, or Starbucks. Starbucks, you guys are coffee drinkers, I like it. 3 confirmed appointments. Devin, all right. We got Walmart, Boston Pizza, and Joey's. Joey's. Who are you taking for a little liquid lunch? Chatter? BP's? Okay, last one. Who has 2 confirmed appointments? Spencer and Wes. All right, so here's the game. Virtue's gift of character. Give me 5 of them.
Humility.
Okay, humility's 1.
Yeah, humility is what I was going to start with. Oh, yeah. Integrity.
Trust.
3 more, buddy.
Determination.
Determination. 2 more. Joyfulness is on there.
Yeah. Respect.
Respect is on there. All right. Does anybody for a $100 gift card think that they can name 10? Stocks?
Can I take a crack at it? Loyalty, passion,
Yeah.
dedication,
Yes.
determination,
Yes.
assertiveness,
Yes.
joyfulness,
Yes.
understanding,
Yes.
forgiveness,
Yes.
integrity,
Yes.
which is one that I did not mention, and sacrifice.
Yes. Empathy. Got all of them. All right. Anyway, today I wanted to talk about success. We got this new picture. It's a really good sort of visual on success in your career, on some things that it takes to be a top performer, not only just in what you're doing, but also in life. So I wanted to go through a few of them, talk about them. So the big one is goals. So I'll kind of go around the room. And is there anybody's whose forecast is 20 cars here? The thing about goals is, and I wanted to kind of go through it, it's all about having a vision of what you're going to do in the month. And so like when I talk about goals, sometimes I think some people don't really have it set up properly where they're like, okay, what's my goal for the month? What's my long-term goal for the year? What's my goal in my career? And I think people really lose sight of goal setting sometimes. I'm really surprised that some of you have such low goals sometimes. All of your goal, I feel, your goal should be to sell 20. If your goal isn't to sell 20 and be at the top, why wouldn't your goal be to be the top salesman? Why wouldn't your goal to be sell the most that you possibly can? Now, a lot of you are going to say, well, I can't do that. I just started. I can't sell 12 after the first month. I can't sell 20 after the first month. I even say it to managers sometimes. We're like, why isn't your goal to sell 75 to 80 when you've been averaging 60? So I have a real problem sometimes when people set their targets so low and set their goals so low, because it's really hard to reach and really hard to level up when you don't have a vision and a roadmap. When I talk about visions, it's like you got to set your goal, so you got to have your end goal. What is your end goal in this business? Is it to make 100K? Is it make to 200K? Is it to be a sales manager? Is it to be a GM someday? Is it to be an owner? What is it? That's your end goal. And then you start breaking it down. When do you want to be a manager? Because you can't be an owner if you don't become a manager first. There's sometimes a lot of guys in the room think that the only way you get to be a manager is if you're the top salesman. Now, if that was the case, a lot of you would be managers already, because you're already selling 20 a month. Being a 20-car guy doesn't all of a sudden make you a qualification to be the manager. There's other things, like things on this board over here, that you're going to need to figure out. The goals have to be completely different. I fly all the time, right, to Victoria, back and forth to the island. Imagine if the pilot did not know how to get to his destination. What would happen? He has an exact flight schedule and plan on how to get from Kelowna to Victoria. It takes about 48 minutes. He has an altitude that he has to get to. He has a speed that he has to go. And then he has, if he follows all those things, then he's going to get from Kelowna to Victoria in 48 minutes. And there's a few variables that it's going to take, but he does have a flight plan. Well, now start doing that with your goals. If your goal should be to sell 100, then it shouldn't be why you can't do it. How can I sell 20 in a month? And then you break it down after that. What can I do to sell 20 a month? To sell 100 a month. And there's a thing that on there that says focus and hustle and drive and whatever, but you have to be reaching. You have to say, my real goal is to sell 100 cars a month and be one of the top Kia dealers in BC. But you got to say that goal, not me. My goal is to be that. Connor's goal isn't to sell 85 to 90 anymore. We've done that. That's an old goal, Connor. We used to sell 150. The real goal is to sell 150 new. The real goal is to sell 30 Genesis. The real goal is to sell 120, 130 buy direct cars. What do we have to do? How do we do it? Writing it down first of all, then you have to look at it all the time. How many of you guys have wrote down your goal for the month? And how many of you guys are looking at it every day? Why aren't your goals high enough? You know what? We get in our heads that we can't accomplish things. We get in our heads that we can't do it. This business is really funny because you don't have to have years of experience to sell 20 in a month. You have to have a few of these things right here. I'd really challenge you to have a vision, just like I said. You want an end goal and reach for the stars, guys. You know what I mean? So, I had a goal. I don't like to date myself too much, but I had a goal when I was a salesman to be a sales manager. Okay, so what did I have to do to be a sales manager? Well, I had to be a really top performer. I had to know what my boss wanted in his management style, and then I had to focus on those things as much as being a top performer. And then guess what I did when I became a sales manager? I figured out, okay, I want to be a really good sales manager, so I need to be a top performer. What else is he looking for me to level up to the next level? And am I doing those things at a high level? Because usually most people break it down. Like I always like it when someone says to me, I always get the guys that say, hey, can I make more money? I think I should, this guy's offering me this and whatever. I get those at least 3 or 4 times a week. What I really like is when someone comes to me and says, John, how do I level up and get to the next level in what I want to make? So for any of you asking for a raise, that's how you do it. What do I have to do to get to that next level what I'm making? That's how you ask for a raise. And then what do you think happened when I was a sales manager, Andrew? Go to the next level. Then I became a GSM. What do you think happened when I became a GSM, Spencer? What do you think I wanted to do when I became a GSM? GM. I always wanted to be a GM, right? My first GM, I was 27 when it happened. So a lot of you that are young guys in the room. I was 27 when I was the GM of a big store in Waterloo. And then when I was the GM, I wanted to be a partner. I thought, wow, I want a piece of the pie. I think I could be an owner someday. To be a full owner, what do I got to do first? I probably need to be vested. I need to maybe be a partner. 30, I became a partner in a store. And then from there, it kind of escalated into buying my own store about 10 years later from that. At 40 is when I bought the first store. After the first store, then, now my goals and visions have changed, right? Now I'm trying to have a generational family business. So what is that vision? What does that look like? So that I start planning for my grandkids. I'm trying to share with you on goal setting and having a roadmap and having a vision so that you can achieve them. You have to write it down and you have to be thinking about all these things. It's not why I can't do things, it's how can I do it? What do I have to do to get there? Today I'm not going to share anything that's going to help you sell cars today. No matter what I say today, you're going to have the same day you would have had if I didn't have the meeting. But I'm hoping that you get some stuff out of today that maybe will help you set up a better week and the rest of the month. That's what the challenge is today. Those of you that are young in the business, I wanted to share, because it says drive here. I was in Weyburn, Saskatchewan, small little town, and I had moved to Sherwood Park for sports, and then I met my wife in grade 12, and then it was a tradition in my family to take over the family farm in Saskatchewan. So then I moved back to Weyburn, and when I was younger, my dad had taken me into the car dealership that he had bought all those cars from. And so when I was 13 or 14, that dealership hired me in the detail department. And I also was in the lube pit. It was Barber Motors. And Mel actually, I got to know him very well, and he actually gave the toast at my wedding. So he really helped develop me early in my career. But the story was, so I ended up doing oil changes, just like the lube guys. And then I ended up wash bay. So when I moved back when I was 18 and then got married at 19, I was farming, but during the off season when you're not seeding and you're not harvesting, I thought I'd be a good salesman because I always remember, just like Taryn. Looks pretty easy from the outside sometimes, doesn't it, Taryn? But it's not that easy, as we all know. But anyway, I've thought, wow, I can be like Jim Beal, I can be like Dennis Chirpin, I can be like all these guys. There were 6 or 7 salesmen that had been selling cars for a long time, and I thought, I can do that. So I went into the dealership, obviously without my dad this time, because now I was 19. But I went to the dealership, and I wanted to see Mel. A couple salesmen greeted me really quick, and then the the GSM came over. He goes, "What's it regarding?" I handle stuff for him, and he said, I said, "Well, I want to be a salesperson." I talked to Mel a long time ago when I was 15, 16, told him what I wanted. He said, "Whenever you get out of school, come and see me. I'll give you a chance as a salesperson." Dennis said, "Hey, listen, we've got a full floor right now. We got 6 salesmen." You know, he looked at me at 19. I was really wet behind the ears. All the other guys were 35, 40, 45, 50 years old. They had been selling cars 6, 7, 10 years, right? So I was pretty much a duck out of water at that point. So he said, I don't know if Mel's coming in. It might be later this afternoon. I said, "That's okay, I'll wait." So I went into the lounge and I waited all day. Okay, sat there. There was no cell phone, so didn't get to Instagram or do all the things. I sat in the waiting area because I wanted to be a salesperson. I really felt that I'd be good at it. I waited that full day. He came and seen me at 4 o'clock and said, "I just got off the phone with Mel. He wanted me to tell you we don't have any spots. Plus, he isn't coming in today." I said, "Will he be in tomorrow?" And he said, "Yes, I think he's going to be in the morning." Okay, no problem. I would like to have a conversation with him. Came back the next morning at 9 o'clock. The next morning was a Saturday. Got there, 8:45. Mel Barber doesn't come in. I wait. Dennis came up to me and said, "Hey, I don't know if Mel's coming in this morning. I already talked to him again today, and he assured me that there's no open spots on the floor. So we're not going to be able to hire you as a salesperson." I said, "That's okay. Is he coming in today?" And he said, "Yes, he is. I'm not sure when." I said, "That's okay. I'll wait." I waited. Finally, Dennis came up to me and said, "Mel's on the phone. He wants to talk to you." I got on the phone with Mel and said, "Hey, John. Hey, listen, I know you've been waiting for me. I'm not sure when I'm coming in, but we don't have a salesman job for you." I said, "I'll wait for you. When are you going to get here?" He goes, "Like I said, I don't know." I said, "That's okay." Anyway, I waited. He came in about 2 hours later, went over to the things, gave me the proper handshake, took me in to his office and said, "Wow, buddy, you've been sitting there in the waiting area for 2 days. You've been told 4 or 5 times that we ain't going to hire you as a salesperson. You're a nice guy. I know you're a hard worker, but I just don't have a spot for you." And I said to him at that point, I said, "Mel, I understand that, but what do you have to lose?" And he goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "What do you have to lose if you give me an opportunity on the sales floor?" He goes, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Well, how about this? How about you hire me today, and if 30 days you still don't feel that way, I'll leave, we'll shake hands, and you'll never have to talk to me again." And he said, "I don't have an office for you, I don't have this and that." I said, "What have you got to lose by giving me an opportunity?" And then I got a little cocky because I've always had a little bit of confidence. I said, "I will sell 10 cars my first month." He started laughing. He goes, "Ha, you'll never sell 10 your first month." I said, "I think I can sell 10. I'll do whatever it takes to sell 10 cars my first month." And so he said, "Give me a minute, go back to the waiting area." And then he called in Dennis Lizick, the sales manager, and they were talking for about 10 or 15 minutes. And he came back in and said, "Listen, you're very determined." You see determination somewhere here? Determination, dedication, courage, hustle, focus, drive, risk. How many of those did I go through to try and get this job? They came back in and said, "Hey, listen, here's what we'll do. We're going to give you a shot as a salesperson, but we're going to hold you to the 10 cars. You said you could sell 10, so at the end of the month, if you don't sell 10, I don't have a spot for you. You'd just be basically, taking from my other guys, and we don't want to flood the floor, and they've been with me a long time." And I said, "Okay, so if I sell 10, I get to stay on?" He said, "Yeah." Started to work Monday, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. About 10 days went by, and I had only sold 2 cars. So now I'm really starting to get on edge. I'm like, oh boy, I don't have a job in 2 weeks. I just got married. Started to feel a little bit of stress. He came up to me and said, "John, I'm going on vacation. I'll tell you, I wanted to take the edge off. You've shown me that you're pretty determined. I'm going to keep you on no matter what. You don't have to sell the 10. I can see that you're going to be really focused. But I'll tell you what we will do. If you sell 10, I'm going to double your commissions up for that month. For the rest, if you sell 10 between now and the 2 weeks, I will double what your normal commissions would be. I'm going to keep you on. The guys like you." Relief of me getting fired at the end of the month went away. So I think that might have been a little bit of the problem. I was just too on edge of trying to hit a goal. he ended up going on vacation. I figured out really quickly on that everybody wanted to deal with Mel that was buying cars during that first week. And I figured out that all the other salesmen left at 10:30 to go for coffee. They all left, and the dealership was like a morgue. How do I hit my goal? I'm not going to go for coffee like everybody else at 10:30. There's an opportunity there. I'd be the only guy in the store. And then secondly, how do I get a piece of Mel's business that everyone wants to deal with the owner? So what I did is, and it was usually around lunchtime and it was usually around coffee time, because people would come, the businesses would come on their breaks and the businesses would come on their lunch breaks. So I didn't go for a coffee break and I didn't go for a lunch break. Well, guess what happened? These guys would come in, all the other salesmen would be gone. I'd go up and say, hey, my name is John Kot. Mel's tied up on the phone. He asked me to get started with you. They go, oh yeah, well, I talked to him earlier. We want to look at a new Cadillac. I said, okay, well, why don't I grab the keys, bring it up to the door for you, and get you started, and obviously you'll be doing the numbers with Mel. Mel gets off the phone, he sees his customer, he sees with me, walks out. He was 6'6", he was a big guy. Comes out and he goes, what's going on here? I said, oh, nothing, Mel. I thought I'd get started, thought I'd help you with the deal, I went ahead and took them for a test drive, showed them all the features and benefits, and they just want to go over the numbers with you. They said they'd take it. I was the king of house deals, guys, for that. I figured out how to help the owner sell more cars, and guess what happened in the end of the 2 weeks? I ended up hitting the 10 cars. Mel went on a vacation, he came back, I was waiting for him, like a big proud peacock, said, can I see you? I hit my 10, you owe me double the commission. Anyway, that is my story about having drive, having hustle. There was some sacrifice, there was some courage, but I wanted to really challenge some of you young guys that you can make it whatever you want to make it. Those of you that haven't been in the business, it's all up here, it's a mindset. A strong mindset is a strong skill set. If you have a strong mindset, you can have a strong skill set, and you can do what you need to do to achieve those end goals. But it starts with mindset. That's why it's the focus. You have to focus on, what do I got to do today to hit 20? What do I got to do to be a GSM? What do I got to do to be a GM? What do I got to do to make more money? What do I got to do to sell more cars? What I have to do that, and like I said, a strong mindset is a strong skill set. As soon as you have the strong mindset, then you're going to do all the skills that you require and all the habits. Now, if you look at any type of successful person, a lot of you have sports, a lot of you are business. As you guys know, I did a thing about hockey players, and some guys made fun of me because some of the guys at Maple Ridge didn't know it, and then there was some thrashers on there, the haters that always say, like, quit doing sports analogies. But what you'll find is the same thing about success, is that any successful person that you meet, you can go online and find thousands of them. They got into a routine. That's what they did. They figured out what they had to do to achieve their goals, and then they got into that routine. And they did it every day. So when I look at some of the best people in this room and the best salespeople, and I look at some of the people that I know in the industry, they're more consistent on their habits than the other person. That's the only difference. It's not like they're better salesmen. It's not like some people are better GMs. It's not like some people, like me, are better businessmen than other people. It's that their mindset became a strong skill set, and then their habits became more regular and more consistent than the other person. That was the only difference on how they achieved the success. So if you want to take one thing from my stuff, and I feel I'm not as successful as some people in the business, and I want to keep growing, but if I could say one of my attributes is that I was driven enough to figure out what I needed to do to be more consistent and then get in regular routine. So I'm going to end with that. But I really want to challenge you guys to look at where you're at right now. Look where your numbers are. You got to have the data. Look what numbers are. Figure out what you got to do to level up. Figure out what you got to do to go to the next level. That could be financially. That could be in your next position. Write it down. Have the affirmations. And then really go for it, man. All right? Let's have a great end of the month. Okay?